Good afternoon and welcome. On behalf of the Newton County Board of Education, administration, and the faculties of all of our schools, I welcome each of you to this reception honoring the Newton County School System's 2018-19 School Level Teachers of the Year. At this time, I would like to recognize our Board of Education members. Board members, if you would please stand when I call your name so that you can be recognized. Mr. Almond Turner, Chair and District 4 Representative. Mr. Turner. Mrs. Abigail Coggin, Vice Chair and District 5 Representative. I cannot see them up here, so they're around, they're all over the place and on their way in. Mr. Trey Bailey, District 1 Representative. Mr. Eddie Johnson, District 2 Representative. And Mrs. Shaquila Henderson Baker, District 3 Representative. Thank you to our board for being here and for supporting the vision and mission of the Newton County School System. I'd also like to take a moment to thank the Newton County Chamber of Commerce and their chamber champions who are listed in our program for once again sponsoring our reception and awards program. Seated on the stage are Newton County School System's 23 School Level Teachers of the Year. These men and women represent the excellence in teaching found in our teachers throughout the school system. Teaching is a very demanding profession, requiring a great deal of time and considerable dedication. Throughout their careers, teachers impact hundreds of children. And teachers reap their rewards not from the salaries they earn, but from their dedication to their students and their passion for teaching and learning. I can assure you that in the Newton County School System, we value the contributions made by all of our educators, inasmuch as our strategic plan points to the importance of teachers. We state very clearly that it is teachers that make the critical difference in our students' success. Today, we are honoring 23 teachers who were selected by their peers to serve as their school's Teacher of the Year. Each of these teachers represented their school in our District Teacher of the Year program. They were evaluated in a process similar to that used in selecting Georgia's Teacher of the Year. In fact, the educator announced this afternoon, as the Newton County's 2019 Teacher of the Year will submit his or her application to the Georgia Department of Education and represent our county in the state level competition. Both Newton County and the state of Georgia require that each candidate for Teacher of the Year be one who plans to continue in an active teaching status, inspires students of all backgrounds and abilities to learn, has the respect and admiration of colleagues, plays an active and useful role in the community as well as in the school, is poised and articulate, and possesses the energy to withstand a taxing schedule. Our judges spent numerous hours reading essays, an additional 2 days interviewing each of the teachers, and 1 half day observing 3 finalists. It takes a person who is dedicated to serving our school system and community to take time away from both their personal and work schedules to volunteer to be a Teacher of the Year judge. I would like to offer my sincere gratitude to the following 5 individuals. Judges, as I call your name, if you would please stand, I would greatly appreciate it. Mr. G.W. Davis, retired principal of Mansfield Elementary School. Mrs. Dina Sams, Newton County School System. Mr. Joel Singleton, 2018 Newton County Teacher of the Year. Miss Lauren Singleton, Main Street, Covington. Mr. Jason Smith, 2017 Newton County Teacher of the Year. We certainly appreciate each of you for assuming the challenging task of selecting our 2019 Teacher of the Year. At this time, I would like to welcome our next speaker, Mr. Joel Singleton, Choral Director at Eastside High School and Newton County School System's 2018 Teacher of the Year. Mr. Singleton?
Good afternoon. Welcome, everyone. I want to take the first opportunity today to tell everybody on this stage, take a nice deep breath and then relax, because I told the other colleagues back stage here that it's nice to be on this side instead of that pressure cooker there. And so, thank you to each of these men and women for allowing myself and the committee, first of all, to get to know them this year. I want to share a heartfelt thank you to Ms. Fury and all of the Newton County Board of Education, of which you've recognized those here this afternoon. Thank you for the job that you do, and thank you for allowing me to represent the Newton County school system during the 2017-18 school year as Newton County Teacher of the Year. I want to thank our administration at Eastside High School, my principal, Mr. Jeff Chur, and each of our assistant principals, and then all my colleagues on our faculty and staff for allowing me to represent Eastside High School. First of all, as Teacher of the Year, to have the opportunity to be the County Teacher of the Year. It's a great honor, and they're a great support system, so I want to thank each of my colleagues and friends at Eastside High School. And last but not least, I want to say a special thank you to every teacher in the Newton County school system, because without all the teachers, nothing that we do up here would be as exciting and as fun and as worthy as what we're being able to recognize today, which is the profession of teaching. And so to each of the teachers, I want to say thank you. And I want to thank them for the support and encouragement for myself and for all of our colleagues throughout the school year, because we really do pick each other up. We really do lift each other up. We share ideas. We make each other better. We hold each other accountable. And somewhere along the way, I think we even have a lot of fun doing it from time to time. I know in my building, that's something I enjoy, is the school family I work with. And so thank you to each of the teachers of our school system. Last year, when chosen as Newton County Teacher of the Year, the word that first came to mind that I used in speaking to those that asked me how I felt and what I thought, I used the word honored. And that seems like a simple word, but as I was thinking the last few weeks, knowing that today was coming and I was going to be speaking to everyone, I wanted to share a little about what I feel like that honored has meant to me and what it means. I was honored to be selected, obviously, as the Teacher of the Year last year, and then in this past month, being a member of the selection committee, reading essays, doing interviews, I realized how much more of a true honor it has been, because the process that these 23 individuals have gone through was a very rigorous one, writing many essays, going through an interview process, having to talk to people about things that maybe they wouldn't always open up and share about, their true heart for what it is they do. And so that honor, it just was magnified for me from what I thought from this past year when I shared that. And I shared it with a couple of my seniors today. I talked to some of my classes about making the speech, and we threw out ideas. I said, hey guys, y'all give me some things I should talk about today. And just kind of in joking, teaching high school, you get all kind of crazy things that they share with you. But a couple of my seniors told me I should spill the tea. Anybody know what that means? Share the word, give the gossip, whatever's going on. So I'm going to spill the tea today on a couple of things that were affirmed for me. And so that's a shout out to two of my seniors, Malaya and McKenna. So if you know them, you can say, hey, Mr. Singleton gave you all a shout out today. First of all, the first affirmation for me is that every day in the classroom matters. Every day it matters. It matters to me, matters to the students, matters to the parents, matters to administrators, colleagues, everyone in that building, because every day something's going to happen. That something can be good, it can be bad, maybe it's not anything to write home about at all, but something's going to happen, and every day matters. Make the most of that day. I can say that the 23 individuals on this stage, in the process that I got to know them the last few weeks, they make every day matter. For me, having this honor last year and getting to represent this school system, it's important to me to make sure every day matters. I always felt like I've done that. I've tried to do a better job doing that. But that's something that was affirmed for me. The second is being effective in the classroom is always more than just numbers. We measure in schools and in education so much things through data, through test scores and so forth, but being effective every day on a daily basis is more than those numbers. For me, I got to have that affirmed just through my own personal feelings and convictions about it, but also, again, through each of these teachers as they got to share a little bit of who they were in the last few weeks. Because here's the thing about being effective beyond numbers. I impact children, children impact me. I become a better teacher because of them. They make me a better teacher every day, and I hope to make them better students, hopefully make them better individuals as they leave the Newton County school system and go into college, go into the workforce, come into our community, go to another community and share about our community. So trying to be effective, it goes beyond just the numbers that are on the page for them. Third affirmation, be prepared for the unknown. I don't care how well you prepare and how much you think you're ready for the day. You walk in and the bomb blows up. The bomb is, hey, this happened last night, or no, I didn't do my homework because this happened. And you know those stories. You've experienced those stories. Adults, students, we've all experienced this at some point in our life. And so being prepared for the unknown, that was affirmed for me, because you never know how a student's going to feel, how what you say, how what their friend says to them, how it's going to impact their day. I experienced that in a couple of students today. Never know. Always be prepared for the unknown. And with that, you got to have a vision. The last thing I want to share, it's got to be affirmed. It was affirmed to me. You have to have a vision for where you want the students to go. Do you want them to grow? And if you want them to grow, how are you going to get there? What are you going to do? What am I going to provide for those students to be able to grow and to be able to go beyond just showing up in your class, showing up in your classes, and just being that student for that day? What are they going to do? And so to have that vision is an amazing thing. So every day matters. Being effective is more than numbers. Being prepared for the unknown, and having that vision. Those are things that this year I get to spill the tea with you guys on. That was affirmed for me. And if you'll all remember that, it's going to make you better teachers. It's made me a better teacher. It's made me hold myself more accountable and more responsible for the calling that is this profession we're in, which is teaching. To the 23 amazing individuals on stage today, I want to say two things. One is congratulations. Two is well done. Congrats, number one, for stepping up, leading, and answering the call of being a teacher. Not anybody can do it. You've all heard that through time. We as teachers have heard it. Oh, anybody can teach. No one can teach. No one, not just anybody can teach. Anyone can sit in a classroom. Not anyone can teach that classroom. So congrats for that, for answering that call. Number two, congrats to your school families for recognizing the wonderful abilities, the character that you have and possess, and the overall personalities that each of you have that led their schools and their staffs to select you to represent their school this year. Congratulations on that. The part of well done, I say well done in completing 5 challenging essays. I know for me, when that time came, I thought, oh my goodness, I'm just ready to be done looking at this stuff. But thank you for doing that, because in that you got to share who you were. In the interview process, you got to share who you were. You got to share your thoughts. They got to share their feelings. And as many of them did, they basically were asked to put their heart out on several things, to share things that, as I mentioned earlier, maybe you wouldn't always talk about in being a teacher and in your calling. And so thank you for doing that. And I also want to say well done for allowing the 5 committee members, of which I got to be thankful for myself getting to be included in that. Thank you from each of the committee members for letting us see why teaching is such a wonderful calling and profession, and why we get to see you guys enjoy it. So thank you for that, and well done. I was reminded on day one of the interviews just how much we are all a family. So many of the teachers that day, the committee members, we got a nice laugh out of it, and it was really cool how so many shared about being a family, and their students were their family. Their schools were, their colleagues were, but most of all, they wanted that student to know they're part of their family and their classroom and their building. The second day, we got to be reminded that all children can learn. We got to hear about why that was true, how it comes to pass in their classrooms, and the joy that each of you experience when the light bulb comes on. And all of you can think about those words that you shared with us as a committee, the words that I've shared in talking with others about being a Teacher of the Year and what it means to teach. I love my time getting to meet each of you. So you see, we all share a philosophy. And we got to see that philosophy as committee members revealed through you again, that philosophy that children do matter, children are important, all children can learn. All of you talked about why you teach. You talked about how you came into teaching, why you love it. And so for me, those things that I affirmed earlier, that was part of that process. Hearing each of you on this stage share that with me and the committee just a few weeks ago. In closing today, I challenge each of you to continue doing what we do. You've heard the phrase before, fight the fight and keep the faith. It's true. Continue doing that. Do it and keep having faith in your calling. Every one of you talked about how you came into teaching when we talked to you. You wrote about it in your essays. You do it because many of you said you tried not to do it and you came back to it. Me, I thought in my early days I was going to do it because I didn't want to build houses like my dad did. But it wasn't that. It was a calling. It was something I knew I needed to do. Keep doing that. Have faith in your ability to teach and share that extra step every day with your kids. Whatever it takes. It may be small, but have faith in that. Have faith in your ability for those children to continue to learn, to grow, to develop, to become better students every single day. And lastly, have faith that when your teaching time is done, when the career is over, it's the important part, that the rewards and the benefits will have outweighed the hard days and the tough days and the days you can't seem to do anything right, either on your own merits or by what you feel like the students feel. It's then and there that you can look back and say, yes, I taught him. I taught her. It's there that you can say, I made a difference. They were part of my family in my classroom. I knew all my kids could learn. I knew he'd make something out of himself, or I knew she was going to be successful. Then you can say, I'm happy. You can say, I'm blessed. And you can say, I was a teacher. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Ralph Staffens. I have the pleasure of being the Chamber of Commerce president here in Covington. And on behalf of the Newton County and Covington Chamber of Commerce, I would like to congratulate our 23 Teachers of the Year. What an honor it must be to be selected by your peers to represent your profession, your school, and even them throughout this process. The Chamber truly enjoys participating in the Teacher of the Year program. That's because we know that education is the key to a very successful community. Our future leaders sit in your classrooms every single day. I hope Ms. Sherry doesn't get mad. I'm going to go off script just a little bit. We have such a great partnership, the Chamber does, with the school system. And it's because of teachers like you that make that possible. Superintendent Samantha Fury sits on our board of directors at the Chamber. But more than that, the school system listens to what businesses need. I got to do three of my favorite things I get to do all year long. Being here with you tonight is one. I got to do a groundbreaking this morning as well as a ribbon cutting for a small business. And so we talked about adding over 100 jobs today. And it's your students that are going to fill those jobs. You truly build that pipeline of professionals in the future, and we thank you for that. We are fortunate here in Newton County to have teachers like those seated on the stage. They have been chosen by their peers as the best of the best, representatives of their schools, their fellow teachers, and their profession. These teachers don't just educate our students, they mentor them, they nurture them, they love them, but most of all, they inspire them to reach their full potential. Before we announce the name of our 2019 Teacher of the Year, we want to take a moment to recognize each of the Newton County school systems, the school-level Teachers of the Year, for the outstanding job that they do and the important role they play in all of our children's lives. As I call your name, Ms. Debbie Harper is going to present you with your Teacher of the Year plaque. It's a gift from the Coca-Cola Bottling Company to commemorate your special achievement. Please know that your dedication and commitment to our children in this community is really appreciated. So first, we have Miss Alicia Duran from East Newton Elementary. Next, we have Miss Kim McSwain from Flint Hill Elementary. Next, we have Miss Christina Smith, Herd Mixon Elementary. Miss Karen Prather, Live Oak Elementary. Miss Donna Nelson, Livingston Elementary. Miss Scarlett Temple, that's Mansfield Elementary. Jennifer Allen, Middle Ridge Elementary. Miss Katie Sauls, Theme School. Amy Standard, Oak Hill Elementary. Miss Nafasha Muhammad, Porterdale Elementary. You got a crowd tonight, I think. Miss Linda Hammond, Rocky Plains Elementary. Miss Kim Mills, South Salem Elementary. Miss Stacy Rogers, West Newton Elementary.
All right, Miss Rogers.
Miss DeMalee Johnson, Clements Middle School. Miss Tricia Harper, Cousins Middle School. Miss Deborah Peterson, Indian Creek Middle School.
Yay, Miss Peterson.
Miss Felicia Hodges, Liberty Middle School. Miss Alexandria Boyington, Alcovey High School. Miss Beth Bowman, Eastside High School. Mr. Scott Quinlan, Newton College and Career Academy. Okay, now our top three finalists, and we're going to reveal these in alphabetical order, so I'm not giving anything away. Mr. Lewis Kelly, Newton High School. Miss Kimberly Lane, Fairview Elementary School. and Mr. Cliff Roberts, Veterans Memorial Middle School. Let's give them all a round of applause one more time. Okay, now I'm going to introduce each one of these finalists to you more in depth. As I call your names, if you would, please stand up so that everybody could see you. As stated earlier, we're going to do this in alphabetical order. So first, we have Mr. Lewis Kelly from Newton High School. Mr. Kelly is a physical science teacher at Newton High School, where he has worked there since August 2014. He previously taught biology in both the DeKalb and Henry County school systems. Mr. Kelly earned his Bachelor of Science degree from South Carolina State University in the year 2000. After a 6-year career in the National Football League, where he played offensive guard for the Minnesota Vikings and the New York Giants. How about it? You should have been a Falcon. Mr. Kelly, he earned his master's degree in education from University of Phoenix and pursued a career in education, and he's been a teacher ever since then, 2011. In his essay, Mr. Kelly wrote, "As an educator, I strive to create an environment where my students can flourish, an environment that caters to each one's learning style and allows each student the opportunity to express themselves. I go beyond a lecturer or a dispenser of textbook knowledge, and I relate to my students, taking the time to learn what they do, who they are, their personality, the revealing factors that influence their behavior. I'm resilient and tenacious in guiding each student to success, imagining new delivery techniques, and implementing research-based instructional strategies. Most importantly, I love my students and I love my craft. I never understood when colleagues advised me not to take it personally when a child does not do well. I cannot pour myself into someone, give them my time, and not be emotionally invested in the outcome." Congratulations, Mr. Kelly, on being a finalist for the Newton County Teacher of the Year. Next, we have Miss Kimberly Lane from Fairview Elementary School. Miss Lane is a kindergarten first grade teacher at Fairview Elementary. She earned a Bachelor of Science in Education, a Master of Education in Early Childhood, and a Specialist of Education in Teacher Leadership, all from Mercer University. Miss Lane also holds reading endorsements and the ESOL endorsement as well. She began her teaching career with the Newton County School System in 2007 at Middle Ridge and transferred to Fairview in 2015. In her essay, Miss Lane wrote, "My personal belief is that all students have it within them to learn. It is my job and mission as a teacher to discover and nurture their individual abilities. I feel that I can accomplish this by loving each student and meeting their individual academic needs. I believe that it is extremely important that children feel welcomed and that they feel loved. They need kind words, they need encouragement and support. When I can meet the needs of my students on an emotional and academic level, I feel that as a teacher, I have been successful. I have students from the past that still come up to me for the occasional hug or word of encouragement. It thrills my heart to know that they still want to maintain a relationship with me even after they moved on to the next grade. My kids know that I am here for them even after they depart my classroom. Knowing I have made a difference in their lives is my greatest accomplishment of all." Congratulations, Miss Lane. Next, we have Mr. Cliff Roberts from Veterans Memorial Middle School. That's right, give him a hand. Mr. Roberts is a physical science teacher at Veterans. He was born and raised here in Newton County. Mr. Roberts is a proud alumni of the Newton County school system. He earned a Bachelor of Science in the field of sports medicine from Georgia Southern in 2003, and a Master of Arts in Teaching from Western Governors in 2010. He returned to his hometown school system and began his teaching career as a science teacher at Veterans in 2006, and he's been working there ever since. In his essay, Mr. Roberts wrote, "My greatest contribution to education, when I decide to hang it up, will probably not be the knowledge I imparted, though I planted a lot of it, my test scores, though they are good too, or the number of instructional strategies I use, and I use a lot. It will be the relationships that I built with my students. I hope that one day my students will remember my corny jokes, my passion for science, and the love and attention that I show all my kids that I get to impact for 180 days. I know that 180 school days is a short time period, but if I do it right, it can make a difference in their lives and memories. My reward comes 10, 15, 20 years down the road when my students run into me at the community and remember my science class. There is no better feeling as a teacher than to feel like you contributed something to someone's life that was truly meaningful." Congratulations, Mr. Roberts, on being named one of the finalists. Let's give them all three one more round of applause. Now, before I announce the name of our 2019 Teacher of the Year, I would like to tell you what this year's finalists and our Teacher of the Year will receive. Thanks to the generosity of our Chamber champions, whose names you see in the program, our winner and two runners-up will each receive a crystal vase. Our Teacher of the Year will also receive a $1,000 check. In addition, continuing a 20-year tradition, Covington Forward will provide the Newton County School System Teacher of the Year with a free 3-month car rental. At this time, I would like to read you excerpts from the essay of the Newton County School System's 2019 Teacher of the Year. This person will represent our school system in the Georgia Teacher of the Year program on the state level. And I read, "I felt an obligation to engage in a career that made a difference, a career that enriched people's lives and it profited society. A career that molded minds, impacted worldviews, shaped destinies, defined statistics, and altered fates. I had to be involved in something more than what just made money and afforded me an affluent lifestyle. I felt that teaching was the avenue for me to get back to the generations behind me. I wholeheartedly desire to make a difference in someone's life." At this time, I'd like to ask Miss Debbie Harper to come forward to present the flowers and a check to our Newton County School System's 2019 Teacher of the Year. From Newton High School, Mr. Lewis Kelly. Now, at this time, I'd like to introduce a longtime supporter of the school system, of the Teacher of the Year, of the Chamber, a good friend of mine, Mr. Matt Crow from Covington Forward.
Hope everybody's having a good afternoon. Congratulations to you, to all of you. I got to be honest with you. About 2 o'clock, Sherry Vineyard texted me and said, "You know, you got the Teacher of the Year award today, don't you?" And I was like, "Oh my God, no, I forgot." And then I was sitting back here. I got to remembering last year I was supposed to turn this over to my brother. Well, he's conveniently in New Mexico with his son. So y'all are stuck with me for the 20th year, which is an honor for me. 20 years, where does it go? It's amazing what all happens in even a year. In a year's time since I was last year, I got married. I became a chamber champion with the, Covington Forward became a chamber champion with the Chamber of Commerce. And we also, for the past 20 years, we've given the option of $100,000 to be able to drive a Ford for 3 months, and everybody's always opted for the Ford. So this year, we decided not to go forward with that option anymore. So sorry about that, but you're stuck with a Ford. But no, it's actually the last 2 out of 3 years go to Newton High. Jason was the teacher of the year before last, so if I'm not mistaken. So, and I'm a graduate of Newton County High School, and was born and raised here, for those of y'all that don't know, which means I am a proud supporter of the best school system in the country. So, it is an honor to be able to do this every year, and every year Sherry asked me, says, "You gonna do it again next year?" I said, "Absolutely, I'll do it for as long as we can." But y'all are the best of the best, and congratulations. Keep leading the kids, keep moving forward and doing what you're doing. If you want to come on up, we'll, what you will have options. I didn't have time to get a car ready, so I'm going to give you the keys to my truck as a symbol.
Now, before we ask Mr. Kelly to say a few words, we want to present the Crystal Awards to our 2 runners-up, again in alphabetical order. Debbie? First, we'd like to honor Miss Kimberly Lane from Fairview Elementary School. Next, Mr. Cliff Roberts. We congratulate both of you for the tremendous honor of being named not only the Teacher of the Year at your school, but being one of the 3 finalists for the entire district. I would like to ask everyone to please join me in giving everyone on stage one more round of applause. Now, before Ms. Fury closes with some remarks, I'd like to give our new Teacher of the Year, Mr. Lewis Kelly, a chance to say a few words to the teachers, administrators, faculty members, and community that you will now represent as the 2019 Teacher of the Year.
Man, that light is bright. Can y'all hear me? Usually in my classroom, I don't need a microphone because my voice is too loud. So, okay, here we go. Can y'all hear me now? All right. First of all, I want to say thank you. It's an incredible honor to just be able to stand on this stage with these wonderful teachers, and then to be selected as a finalist. To my fellow teachers, I understand what you go through every day. I understand the frustration that we deal with. But then to be able to get up every morning, walk in the classroom, and sometimes drive, when you're on the drive in, to have an argument in your head with your kids because you know you're trying to present something and you know what you're going to face when you try to present it, but still go in anyway and present it anyway. I know that frustration. I know why you do what you do. I know that we don't always get the thank you or the praise that you deserve, but you deserve it. You're on the front lines. You're shaping minds. You're molding futures. You got in this profession because you love it. Keep on fighting. Don't give up. Even when it seems hopeless, even when it seems like it's too much to bear, even when it seems like they just keep giving us one more thing to do on top of all the other stuff that we already got to do, just keep on remembering that you're impacting somebody's life in that classroom. So everybody out here, my friends, my colleagues that I work with, thank you for your support. My family, thank you for your support. Newton County, thank you for welcoming me in. This has felt like a family to me for real, truly. It was like my first school system that I worked in, and I really appreciate how y'all accepted me at Newton County High School and how you welcomed me in and just the support that I've had this year, because this past year has been a trying year for me, because sometimes you lose track of what's important, and you start focusing on things like test scores, and you kind of shift your focus from impacting lives. And I had to remind myself and be reminded that the reason I got into this profession is to shape a young person's life and their mind, to change their life for the positive and for the good. And so I'm very grateful for this honor. I'm very appreciative. I thank everybody for coming. I thank you to the Chamber. I thank you for the Board of Education. I thank Newton. I thank my principal, Dr. Buff. I thank all the assistant principals. I thank my department chair, Chandra Green. I thank my colleagues who I work with in the science department who came out. I thank my colleagues who work with me here who came out to support me, my family, and all of you. And I just want to keep fighting. Don't give up. It's hard, but that's what builds your character. As long as you can wake up and get up from each punch or from each time you get knocked down by life, and that's what I try to teach my kids. Life is going to knock you down. Life is going to keep beating you down until you can get up, pass that test, and keep moving forward. So just keep on pushing, whatever you're going through. It may seem like it's impossible right now. It may seem gloomy. It may seem dark. But on the other side, there's a little light at the end of the tunnel. All you got to do is just keep putting one step in front of the other, or put one hand in front of that knee and keep crawling to that light, and you will make it. Thank you. Y'all have a good night.
No, lower this thing down a little bit now. Mr. Kelly is a lot taller than I am. On behalf of the Newton County School System, I would like to congratulate Mr. Lewis Kelly, our 2019 Teacher of the Year, and wish him well in the state competition. I know for certain he will be an excellent representative for our school system in the year to come. Congratulations, Mr. Kelly. In addition, I would like to extend my sincere congratulations to all of our Teachers of the Year. The fact that your peers chose you to represent your school shows the faith they have in your abilities and the respect they have for you as an individual. This is truly an achievement that you all can be proud of. I am certainly proud of each and every one of you, and thank you for the work that you do day in and day out on behalf of our children, and most importantly, on behalf of our children, but also on behalf of our community. Thank you. I know you don't hear it enough, so I'd like to continue to say thank you, thank you, thank you. You are appreciated, and we are most grateful for your service. This concludes today's program. Thank you, everyone, for being here today for this great honor and celebration.